So let us today begin with our Directional Qigong. Remember, we're working on the 8 cardinal directions, and each of those directions has a particular exercise that we're using to help the energy systems in the body. Each of the directions nurtures and strengthens a particular energy system. And today we're going to be doing the east exercise. So remember, you're going to need a compass to find these directions because you're going to need to use magnetic east, not geographic east. We kind of all know where east is in our locations, but you want to kind of move a few degrees from that using a compass and face east. Okay. Remember, the process here is to create an antenna. With all of these different exercises, you're creating an antenna for the body to be able to attract and incorporate internally the energies from these 8 directions. The east exercise nurtures really the wood element. And if you're familiar with the 5 elements, like we've discussed in the past, the wood element has to do with the liver and the gallbladder energy systems, and also the eyes and the brain, nerves in general. Okay, so we're trying to really quiet and soften the wood element in this particular direction. An out of balance wood element is usually kind of tight in a lot of cases. There's a tightness in the liver organ itself from usually abuse of some kind. There's also ancestral influences, genetic influences. So there's a lot of reasons why the liver might be compromised. But really, ultimately, you want to kind of soften that liver and make it more pliable and resilient, as opposed to more stiff. The harder the liver, the more tight the liver, the more tight and unbending the brain. The gallbladder is also responsible for the tendons and ligaments. So the tighter this system is, the tighter those are going to be, and the less flexible the body is going to be. So softening the livers is a huge deal. There's a lot of ways to do that. This particular exercise, facing east, the energy of thunder, in this case, is a good little additional tool for your tool belt to be able to use to soften the wood element in general. How do you know if you have a hardened wood element? Most people have a little bit of short temper. In fact, rage or anger in a lot of cases. There's also anxiety, nervousness, nervous tics. Moving the legs like this when you're sitting. Yeah, well, that's a liver issue. A judgmental mind. There's a lot of different symptoms that I can go through here, but again, this is the general idea that if you have these types of symptoms, you want to kind of really be mindful and aware that your liver is a little bit compromised. So let's start with the east exercise. So facing magnetic east. Very simple little exercise, not too complicated. But again, you're creating this antenna to interact with this outside force, the environment of which we are part. Okay, so Sitting down in your little natural stance position here, always rooting and also lifting, connecting to both heaven and earth. Tip of the tongue is at the ridge above the gum line, like you're saying the word la. Softening the face, exhaling the breastbone down. Again, go through your little checklist that we go through all the time. Here, you know what to do. And your eyes are going to stay open, and they're going to stay facing the east the whole time. Not a hard gaze, but a soft internal gaze. You're looking outward, but you're also more than that. You're looking inward at the same time, feeling inward. The gaze out here is more for a connection as opposed to absorbing the energy through the eyes. Okay? So, looking at the east, the head stays fairly still, and all you're going to do is move the shoulders side to side. Remember, the head stays fairly still over there and still looking at the east the whole time. And you're just rotating your rib cage and basically your thorax around your spine. Arms are not involved. You're not reaching back with your left arm or your right shoulder blade, or you're not helping yourself with your arms. It's just a gentle, easy, side to side movement. And this is the antenna. So remember, the goal here is to soften the wood element, relax the nerves that are related to the liver. To relax the nerves, the movements usually have to be in a very, very slow and easy and relaxed and effortless way. So feel your shoulders moving in space and try to even out the side-to-side movement from right to left. Keep it as relaxed and smooth and easy as possible. Since the goal is to relax the nerves, the movement has to match the intention of quieting the nerves. So slow down and relax and let go. And just imagine that you're the arm of a pendulum going back and forth inside of a clock, and just allow the back and forth movement without stopping on either side of the movement. The pendulum arm just comes back gently. So when you come back the other direction, just do it gently and easily and just as smooth as the rest of the exercise. Softening the wood element using the energy of thunder on the Bagua symbol. Facing magnetic east. Do this for about 10 minutes and you'll be good to go. Remember, if your mind wanders, as it will, gently bring it back to the shoulders, moving in space. Just feel yourself moving. Watch yourself moving, as opposed to thinking yourself moving. Feel the shoulders going back and forth, and work on that relaxed, even pace. Soft eyes, relaxed fingers and fingertips. And let's come back towards the center line here, nice and slow. And after each of these, remember you want to kind of stand and face that direction for a few moments. Feel your body. Allow the energy to settle. And then you can move on.